Hey, this is Wes, W3KW. Welcome to the shack. On the bench is my completed, Model 249 vacuum tube voltmeter. I've got the cord replaced, the case painted and looking really sharp. That cleaned up really nicely. I put new feet on it, and they are nice beefy feet. They look great and work perfectly. I rewired the probes, and they test perfectly. However, this sucker is not working, and I feel really defeated. I can't even imagine tell you how many hours I've spent on this thing. Every potentiometer is super clean, operates smoothly and very linear. The selector switches all work perfectly. The pots for calibration are also smooth and linear and correct. I've double checked all the wiring. I changed all the capacitors. I cleaned every trace in the back on the selector switches, both physically with an eraser and chemically with contact cleaner. I scrubbed all the corrosion out. As you might recall, this was a victim of a very bad battery corrosion, which may be part of what's going on here. But I checked all the voltages in every function. I didn't really find any smoking guns. The DC power unloaded with V1 removed. Let me show you the schematic here. So you're supposed to get 50 volts on the plate here, and when I remove the tube, I get about 84 volts here after the selenium rectifier. But putting the tube in, I only get 31 volts here on that node. And I thought that might be a problem, so I replaced the selenium rectifier with a 1N4007 diode. That did not correct the sag. I used a Heathkit external DC power supply to provide 50 volts to this node. It did not change the behavior or readings of the meter. So I don't think that was actually part of the issue. So I put it all back together the way it originally was. Let me go back to the unit here itself. So anyway, here she sits. I put many, many hours into this thing, into a super simple circuit, which I cannot get to work correctly. Maybe I can show you what it's doing here. I'll plug it in. Okay, let's turn the meter on and let it warm up, and I'll go to ohms first. Pilot light is lit. It's a little hard to see from that angle, but there you go. Let it do its thing while it warms up here. All right, let's go to AC ohms and ground the probes and set 0. See, it'll 0, no problem. Release, that should go to infinity. It won't go there on any scale. In fact, it gets worse on the 1 meg scale. But even with the ohms adjust, I only get a very small but linear movement, where this should be way up here and I could just tweak it on infinity. I can get it to go full scale, no problem, using the 0 adjust, if you see that. Absolutely no problem. Ground them. 0. Release. Should go to full scale, and it does not on any setting. All right, so let's go to DC volts. Okay, I'll switch this to DC on the uniprobe. Ground these. 0. Let's go to 1.5 volts actually and 0 it. And let me grab a battery. All right, here we go. We've got the negative there. We're on a 1.5 volt scale. We're in DC volts. Let's 0 the meter, and let's read the battery voltage. A little sensitive at this low scale here. There we go. Okay, let's read the voltage. Oh, what do we get? Maybe, so on 1.5, we're on this 1.5 or 1.5 scale here. We get maybe half a volt on a 1.5 volt battery, which is brand new and measures perfect. So low. And it'll do that on any scale. There's the 5 volt scale. We'll go to 0. Test it again. Get about, on the 5 volt scale here, just under half a volt. So it's reading super low. The amplitude just isn't there. And AC voltage is the same, but look at that. So DC volts and positive and minus DC volts, they should just hover right here together, and then you can maybe tweak them a little bit using the DC cal, but that, I don't think it should behave like that. Go to AC volts, it will 0. But again, in this setting also reads AC voltage very, very low. So amplitude I think on one side of the V1 in the bridge circuit is low, but it will 0 no problem. There's plenty of balance. So here, look at this. So R20 and R21 are supposed to be 680 ohms. One was just a hair high and one was just a hair low, but the difference between the two was only about 30 to 40 ohms, something like that. But you can see they're balanced very easily by R22, which is a 2000K linear. And again, I can get full swing, full scale swing in both directions using the 0 adjust. The ohms adjust, though, has a much more limited range. So let's go back to ohms, disconnect that, go back to ohms. That should be at infinity, and I can adjust it to infinity. But when I connect the probe in AC, I only get about a 20% movement. Let's 0 it. There it is. Release. That should go right to infinity. Not even close. Ohms adjust. That's as high as I can get it. Anyway, so if you know what's going on here, you're smarter than I am. Let me know. I again swapped both tubes with known good functioning tubes, even though all the tubes tested fine. Both the swapped tubes and the original EICO tubes. And so the original EICO tubes are actually installed in there right now. Oh, by the way, the meter movement is absolutely perfect, so it's not that. Anyway, I don't know, mull it over, look at the schematic, think about it, get back to me, throw it in the comments, hit like, and save me. Boy, this one is really killing me. I really want it to work. It turned out so pretty. But anyway... All right, it's such a simple circuit. It's really embarrassing I can't figure it out, but I have a feeling it has to do with all the battery corrosion that was inside. Some of you have reached out to me and said that you had a lot of problems with the wafers, and I don't see any obvious problems with those. So anyway, thanks for following along, and throw your suggestions in the comments, and hopefully we can figure this out together. This is Wes, W3KW.